real organizational value. So now I would like to welcome again everyone for those who just joined us. Now we turn to how organizations create real value through Agile transformation, shaping organizational culture. So with us, we have THIAGO ASSIS. So thank you ever so much for joining us today. So this session will be about the challenge, how we can challenge traditional maturity thinking and focuses on adaptive capability. And Tiago has been a leader, agile delivery leader with a global experience, and he has led agile transformation across many industries. And now he works closely with organizations to help them deliver measurable outcomes through adaptive, value-driven system. So, Tiago, thank you so much again for being with us, and the floor is yours.
Okay, no, thank you. Thank you for all of you that organized this event, and also thank for all of you that it's here in the Saturday, learning more about agility and so on. So really thank you. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
we are.
perfect. Perfect. So we are seeing the presentation, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's speak just a little about how we can rethink agility for real world. So I will tell a story that started back in 2018, where we were in a company that had some problems with the agile transformation, how we turn the agile implementation to collect real value, and also uh, after the implementations, what's the success that the cases and the outcomes that we have on these implementations, okay? But I'm Brazilian, so I like to keep everything personal, so just a little bit about me. So first, my personal, I'm married, I have 2 kids, I love football a lot. I love animes, movies, and to be honest, now I'm addicted to K-drama. I watched a lot of K-dramas. And it's weird because today I am here in London with my wife. We are in our 10-year celebration travel, just me and her. And we use it these days not only to watch here, but we walk away here in London and we stopped to watch football games. So that's how you understand me. I that really loves this kind of things. But beside that, in my professional experience, I have over than 15 years of experience. I had the opportunity to work as project manager, as a scrum master, as agilist. I have experience in working here in Europe, mainly in Portugal, but I also have the experience in Brazil, and I work across countries, helping companies to achieve agility. And not that's it's the only way, but I try to understand companies. And in this model that I will present today, it's about it. Look to companies and check how we can help companies to achieve agility and to grow and to improve. Okay, so, but first I would like one interaction with you. So please, if you have your cell phone with you, scan the QR code. If you don't have, I will share here a link for the Menti. And I want one information from you. In one word, what's the biggest challenge in your agile transformation? Let me open here the chat. Please access this link and you will be able to go to the Menti and share with me. Okay, you have metrics. What more? Management, resistance from managers. That's also management alignments, senior management resilience. All this. This is all good. This is all good. We will touch somehow all of these informations. Do you have more? If you don't have any more, okay, create culture. Yes. Resistance. Yes. All of these are problems that we have when we are speaking about agile transformation. It's pretty common. I believe all the agilists around the world already have problems with the agile transformation, problems with implement culture, implement frameworks, or uh, how to change company cultures. And it's our main goal and our main problem. But back in 2018, we were literally on this slide represent where we were in 2018. We are working in a company that they implemented agility, but focus on frameworks and how to change the culture. And it's weird because when we try start to research what's happening and how we can change it, we got these two researches, one for McKinsey and another for Prosi, and both are connected. So McKinsey says that 70% of the agile transformations fails to reach their goals. And why? Companies implement agility, implement frameworks, you have better feedbacks, but in the end, we are failing to reach the outcomes. And also, and this is really weird because Prosi says that 98% of the projects or transformations that fail do not fail because of the approach, because of the tools. They fail because of the lack of human alignment. So, and human alignment is not just about culture. It just all of the company's environment. It's not just about the communication between teams of dependencies or what so far the agile frameworks try to bring that more cooperation, more information, and more conversation between teams. No, we are failing because we implement this, but we also forgot the human factor. And this it's also about what you guys shared with me, the management alignment, resistance, and so on, because we are failing to understand the companies, we are failing to understand what's their problems, and we are failing to help them on how to improve. And taking consideration that, we started to research, okay, what you can do, because implementing framework or try to reshape the framework and look more to people, we will have some results, we will achieve some outcomes, but we could continue failing. So what we decided to do a research and we got this. In the past it's just four, but now we shape it to have five. And that is, we consider the five domains of the agility. It's culture. Culture is one part. It's transparency, feedback, psychology, safety. Yes, this is true. This is what we as agilists try to implement in companies. It's also organization, team structure, dependency management, tools, frameworks, methodologies, and so on. This is part, but we also forgot the technical side. So engineering excellence, automations, technology that we will use and implement in companies. Business is also one part. We need to have strategic alignment. We need to understand what's high and how we can achieve right. And this, I don't, I'm not saying that we as agilists needs to know or have or needs to have technical background or business background. But we as agilists needs to take those sides in consideration, not only the culture in the organization. Technical and business is also important. And now, more recently, the AI, because a lot of company today it's failing to implement AI because they are treating AI as something technical. So they are looking to AI as one technology that will help them to achieve to do some kind of automation or improve the team performance. But no, AI is not just it. AI is much more important and it's much more powerful. And to be honest, I know that in some other presentations, you also heard about AI. So if we heard about AI during this date, it's because AI it's part of, it's one of the domains that we need to work. It's one of the domains that you need to take a look. It's one of the domains that we need to think about when we are implementing agility. And those domains we will transform in capabilities. It's the capabilities that each company should take a look and consider in their evolutions. And this is the first part. Okay, we understand. So, but now how we can implement. And we have two approaches to implement. First one, it's the Kaizen, and the second one is the Kaikaku. Those are two concepts that we bring from the Japanese side, if I do not mistake, from the lean management. That is one Kaizen, it's one progressing and continuous improvement. Kaikaku, it's more a revolution, a transformation. So when you think about it, let's bring to our word. When we think to implement SAFe, for example, we are thinking on a revolution. Even we have steps and phases to implement, it's a revolution because we are changing all the structure in a company. So, and Kaizen, it's more like retrospective. When you take a look in one take a look of the problems, think how to solve, and check in the next retrospective if it's solved or not. So it's continuous. It's something that we will do step by step. And here in this model, we decided to use the Kaizen model. And why? Because we don't want to change everything. We don't want to make a revolution. We want to have companies growing step by step. Each team will grow step by step in their own pace because it's really hard. And this is the part of the human process that you need to take in consideration. Each team member, each person has a different pace. So, and consider that one team has different persons. This team will have one pace, another team will have another pace. And when we try to do a revolution, we expect everyone has the same pace. And no, this is different. We can consider this. So we decided to use the Kaizen model to help to understand how help companies to have this evolution. And after decide having these two concepts in our minds, we need to decide it's the final decision how to implement. And we decided to use the Toyota Kata. You are saying that we are using a lot of Japanese methods, Japanese ways of working because we were driven by lean management. So we studied a lot about the lean and the Toyota Kata. It's the best way to implement this model. And why? Because on Toyota Kata, we need to follow some steps. First, you need to understand the directions. And when you're implementing what I am speaking here, we will not just check the company, evaluate the company, access the company, and suggest something. No, we will understand the company's direction, what they want. After, we will, with not only the agile codes, but with the architects, the DevOps teams, UI, UX team, we will decide what's the direction that each team needs to pursue. So understanding this path, understanding these directions, the second phase is access the current conditions. So we will access team by team to understand where they are. After that, we will establish the next step, what's the next target, and we will do experimentations. So we will learn together if what we are applying it's improving our models, improving our ways of working in order to reach the next target and also reach the direction and the goal that we are pursuing. Okay, good. So based on that, we developed what we called the capability-driven transformation model. And what is that? So we have daily routines that are in daily experience, and you have strategical, organizational strategical and capabilities, and you need to build a bridge between those two words. So we decided to not just implement one assessment, but to gamify this assessment. And this is what we call, this is in Portuguese, this is the Portuguese name, maturidade, modelo de maturidade por faixas, that in English it's something like a belt maturity model. It's a gamification layer that we implement to not only have one assessment that the team will answer and the team will deliver some results in the end. No, no, it's just one layer of gamification where we will be able to access and in the end celebrate with the teams. And this is also based in the Japanese martial arts. So I don't know if you are aware, but in karate, for example, or judo, we train your katas, and after, when you reach some level, we have a ceremony that we receive the new belt. And it's the same here. Each team has a belt that they are now based in their own daily routines, their own experience, their own practice. And when they reach another level, they are able to have a new belt. And you have all the celebration and you have one ceremony to celebrate that achievement. Okay, good. So now I would like another interaction with you. So scan the QR code here, uh, and I will also share again one link on the chat here because what I want from you now, guys, I want to you to do a self-assessment. So in which level do you believe, or in which belt do you believe that your company are in this moment? So we are in the white belt. That means we are starting the journey. We are yellow belt. So active learning best practices. We are green belt. We have consistency. We are improving our metrics. We understand our metrics and you are improving. Or we are purple. We are systemic mastering. We are master. Or we are black. We are really good on that. So please do this quick self-assessment and let me check where we are. Okay, good. I'm seeing here that we have some of you that it's the beginning of the journey. Another part, it's more active in learning the best practices and how to improve. And also having this is pretty good. Some of you that it's in the middle, have consistency and are improving the metrics. Pretty good, pretty good. But this is something we basically don't have anyone in the purple and in the black. I don't know if you are being too hard with you or if this is the reality. But the first time that we did this assessment with the teams, we asked them where you are. And we did this with software engineering, with tester QAs, product owners, product managers, and so on. And the majority part of them put they are at least in purple. But after our first assessment, they realized that no, they were here, or white or yellow. Just we implemented this first method, this first model with, I do not mistake, third teams, and just two reached the green ones. Just two. The majority part was yellow or white belt. Good. So let me continue here. Okay, what's the power of this belt system? First, engagement. And why? Because we have a gamification where we assess team by team. Each team, you understand the current situation, the current condition, and each team will decide how to evolve. So, and as I said, this is inspired in the martial arts, and this create a clear path where they are and why they need to reach. Another point, this is a non-linear difficult. And why that? Because you know that some teams are good in product, some teams have technical excellence, some teams have good practices, and we have different teams in different points. So we help teams to understand where they are. And for some teams, for example, reach the technical maturity and the technical excellence will be much harder than for others. But in other case, reach the maturity, the organizational maturity level, it will be really hard. So there is no linearity on the how to achieve belts. And to be honest, in each domain, how are you achieve each domain? No, it's difficult, no linear, and these will require structural change. So the teams, you need to understand how they will break silos, how they will break behaviors, and how they will perceive the next one. Oh, and this is really good because uh, this forces the teams to go out to look to them from the outside view and their problems and how to improve. And the last one, and that's the part that the majority part of the teams love it. It's the ritual of the change belts. So in all companies that we implemented, we basically force it, and I put between quotes, but we strongly suggest to have these rituals. And why? Because we need to have moments to celebrate. We need it. It's really important. You need to the first time we have some doubts, some managers were saying that this is not important. But after the first ceremony and the feedbacks that the managers received, they understood that okay, it's important. They saw how the teams evolved, how the teams developed their capabilities, and how the teams were happy doing this. This is important, and you need to celebrate. And I'm project manager. And since the beginning of the PMBOK and so on, this is one phase that is important. In the end of the project, we need to celebrate. We need to celebrate your achievements, your outcomes. And here's the same. We need to celebrate together. We need to give the moment for everyone show that they developed something, they evolved, and they reached a new level. And this is good. And another part that we were afraid at the beginning, but in the end was not a problem. There is no comparison. The only comparison that they have is what the other team are doing different from us that allow them to reach a higher belt than mine. And why this was good because we started the learning sharing without the necessity of us speaking and asking them to do it. No, they do it as part of their job. They start having conversation and having moments to discuss what practices they are implementing, what routines they are changing, how they what's the technical standards that they have to improve their own work. And this is good. This is what we as agilists expected from our when we implement agility, right? And here I bring just some results that we had, but I have here in myself another results that I would like to share with you. In this case, now in one of the companies, we improved in 10% the NPS, and it's really hard to improve the NPS sometimes. but we achieved this one. In other company, we had one uh, happiness uh, happiness metric, and it improved in almost 1 point. 40% of the engagement in the GPT did double. So the engagement on answer and also the results. We had also in other company the 6-4 technical evolution. So the teams improved the maturity in 64%. And I have one here that I need to read, I'm sorry. Uh, the results that we have in one company that named BRK in Brazil. It's a consultant company. So in 6 months, they increased the throughput in more than 3,000%. It's a huge improvement. They reduced the lead time in 37% in just 3 months. And they boost the productivity in 73% in 6 months. And this is the feedback that we received from the CEO. Uh, all the teams had own ways of working and no clear direction the evolution of practice. The model aligned the teams to seek the achievements of high maturity, evolve in their way, deliver value to our customers, and how seeks to consolidate in the market. With a single model uh, permeating the entire company, we were able to better track our problems, identify supporting metrics, and effectively start executing a huge internal change that begins to reflect itself in our customers' feedback. So, with the concept of small evolutions, they achieved a huge outcome. So that shows that sometimes we try to do a revolution, but what will help us to achieve huge outcomes, it's the small improvements. So final perspective here to us, survival is not mandatory. Evolution is a choice. This is the Ademing word. So we don't need to evolve as a company. We don't need to perceive new things. We don't need to change anything. But if you want to keep relevant in the market, we need to evolve. And if we think in companies and look the companies that has success so far, it's companies that they are constantly changing. For example, Google. Google is a company that started with a site to search things, and today it's huge. Amazon started a bookseller, and today they have cloud computing, streaming, and so on. So we don't need to evolve. We don't need to have evolution in our companies. But if you want to survive in the future, we need to do it. So, and this is the message that I would like to share with you. Let's stop try to just implement frameworks. And I'm not saying that this is wrong. Sometimes this is right, okay? But the framework, it's not the outcome of our work. The outcome is help companies to achieve their outcomes. And another point, do not compare teams. Help teams to look for each other, see the good things that the other teams are doing, and help them to collaborate to we have one improvement culture for the our companies. Okay, so thank you again for having me here. Thank you for everyone that is organizing this. I know that it's really hard sometimes to organize a lot of agendas to match a lot of people to invite all the effort uh, that you need to put to have this kind of event. It's really huge. So thank you, and also thank you for having me here today.
So, dear Tiago, thank you ever so much for this very insightful presentation.
Mhm.
Um, Since we have a last minute, I was quite interested in your power of the belt system.
Yes.
And for me, would you give us, like, in one sentence eventually, what is
Yeah.
the advice that you will give to your leaders out there? So listening today with us, what is that critical advice or maybe that mindset shift? You know, they should
Yes.
get into the system so then they will finally move on with the agile transformation.
In one sentence is stopping to look into everything in an isolated way, because on this way we are creating silos. Is starting to have a global picture of everything, because agility is and the agile frameworks and agile tools is just one part of the agile transformation. Agile transformation should cover all the capabilities that your company needs to build to reach the outcomes. And for some reason, if your company technology is not one of the capability, okay, look to other capability and focus on that. And another thing, do not work alone. If you have architectures, DevOps team, product teams, community of practice, work with them. You need to work together. You need to understand them and help them on how to build a culture that everyone will work together.
So thank you, Tiago, for
Thank you.
finishing on the ecosystem that is very important.
Yeah.
So now I would like to introduce you to the panel discussion. So Magda will take over from now. So have a lovely
Thank you.
afternoon.
Thank you, Tiago, and thank you,
Thank
Estelle.
you.
Okay, so the panel discussion. Let me check if we have everybody. Just a moment. Okay. So